Dat doen ze zelf, Tem.
Dear friends, every time I see this video, I am amazed with and so proud to be member of our organization. I have to be very honest that I have lost my text here. Let me see. But on behalf of the Unite team, the Unite team against violence against women and girls from Inner Wheel, I wish you welcome in this Zoom. Here is the Unite team. A special welcome to our international IIW past president, Trish Douglas, and of course, our IIW incoming president, vice president, Kay Morland. And we have also Leony Coppens with us, our trauma specialist, who will talk with us about the trauma and resilience with children. Orange the World is the United Nations campaign against violence against women and girls, and is organized every year from the 25th of November until the 10th of December. For the first time in 2024, and that is only a few months ago, IIW participated in this global movement. And it is fantastic and it is heartwarming to see all the activities which have taken place. And also, it was so needed because, my friends, 1 in 3 women experience physical or sexual violence. And 140 women per day are being killed by family or partners, and those are devastating numbers. It's unbelievable. But the good news is that we all can be part of the solution. We can be the solution by talking with each other, by listening, by breaking taboos, by address boundary breaking behavior. We can be part of the solution. And so we are now in this Zoom celebrating the activity of last year's events within Inner Wheel. And we are going to look forward to the start of the kickoff of our event in 2025. So I am giving the screen now to Marlies Arnoldus, who will moderate the Zoom, who hopefully did not lose her text at this time. But Marlies is always also, like me, part of the Unite team. Thank you very much, Marlies, and the screen is for you.
Okay. Thank you, Anita, and welcome members from all around the world. Let me first do some practical matters. Please stay on mute. As mentioned before, we are going towards the 300 participants, I suppose, so it makes sense if we all stay on mute. Name yourself with your first name and country, so we can see that we are a worldwide group. If you have any questions, please ask them via the chat of the Zoom, and then we will try to answer them. And as Anita already briefly mentioned, this program exists of 3 parts. We begin with Orange the World Inner Wheel 2024. Then we look forward to 25. And the last part involves Leony Coppens. She will answer questions about trauma resilience, as we can all make a difference. Now, let's start. to reflect on our Inner Wheel activities in 2024. At the beginning of the Zoom, we watched the movie Sandra made of Inner Wheel activities that our clubs organize around the world. And I must admit, seeing it makes me feel proud of our Orange the World movement. And all Orange the World activities organized were valuable. It's impossible to compare. But for this Zoom, we did choose 6 activities from different parts of the world. This to make us feel proud and inspire you all for next year. So therefore, I would like to start with Malaysia, with the Club of Kuala Lumpur. It's nearly evening over there. Welcome, Juanita. Please unmute yourself. Then the presentation will start and you can tell us all about your activity. Yep.
Okay. Uncle Roger, multi-million influencer, help Inner Wheel in Orange the World 2024 campaign. Yeah. Uncle Roger influence across social media platform, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and also X. So in the couple of weeks ago, Uncle Roger received the 10 million YouTube subscribers Diamond Award. This is very exceptional and very good. September 2024, he opened his first restaurant in the world in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We thought how wonderful if we can have the Orange the World awareness event in his restaurant. We can lean on his popularity, his persona, is his signature orange polo t-shirt. The vibrant restaurant was in hues of orange. So we made a decision to create the Orange the World event in his restaurant. It was not easy. We had to use social media to get an appointment. There were many conditions. But in the 5th of December 2024, the day of the event, we fulfilled the 60 packs required. We were successful to meet Uncle Roger's conditions. How did we create an engaging and interactive event to attract diners to this event? So what we did was that we had Orange the World quiz, Uncle Roger impersonation contest, mimicking his signature expression, mannerism, and humor. And then we also had a skit to the song, Stop in the Name of Love by the Supreme. So it was... Yes. So there was a lot of prizes to be given and also entertainment. And that's how we achieved the 60 packs that came along to our event. And surprise, Uncle Roger actually posted in his social media saying that, oh, invasion of orange aunties, the Inner Wheel. And also it says, New Guinness Book of Record attempt, the largest gathering of aunties as Uncle Roger. So we had fun and advocacy. To create more awareness, we like to distribute Orange the World leaflet to the shoppers and tourists in pavilion. Typically, it is restricted by the management, but we found a way. We have a solution to that. We attach a $2 ringgit coupon, discount coupon, to each of the Orange the World leaflet for a meal at Uncle Roger restaurant. It directly benefits Uncle Roger, the tenant, and the pavilion management approved this. We also invited other NGOs so that we can build bridges with them. For example, the Senior Allowed were invited, and on the 8th of December 2024, they had a Human Rights Festival, and we were invited. And there were 50 NGOs at that festival, and Senior Allowed advocate elder abuse. Okay, So this is the senior allowed. They help to promote the campaign in their Facebook. We also built bridges with Bar Council Legal Aid Center. We also had the Ceremonies, international president of Ceremonies, publicized in her Facebook that they are committed to hold hand in hand with Inner Wheel to eliminate violence against women and girls. On the right side is the president, Puan Sri Suyongganalingam, who is the president of Ceremonies International. They also had the Nordic Walking UK Malaysia. They post their TikTok. This spread the awareness to a wider audience. What is the impact and success of the event? The key takeaway: use social media. They are fast and has a wide audience. Also do celebrity partnership. Create problem solving. For example, the 2 ringgit coupon, and also plan for fun and engaging activities to draw participants. Yeah. So we had 8 Inner Wheel clubs, Uncle Roger, Senior Allowed, Nordic Walk, UK Malaysia, and Ceremonies International. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Juanita, for your Uncle Roger story, your very orange story. I think you made it clear that connecting to others outside Inner Wheel and creating an advantage for them too leads to collaboration and some clear orange impact. From Malaysia, I would like to go to the orange campaign of the German national representative and member of the Orange the World Unite team. Welcome, Carina. Please unmute yourself and tell us all about your German project.
Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to see that so many friends from all over the world take part today on this Zoom. First of all, thank you, Marlies, and thank you, Anita, for inspiring me with your speech at the World Convention last year in Manchester. Our German Inner Wheel stickers campaign enjoyed lively participation from many German Inner Wheel clubs. By distributing these stickers, we want to draw attention to the German-wide emergency number that women and girls in need can use to get help by phone. These stickers have been placed in numerous public women's toilets, school toilets for girls, restaurant toilets, and other safe places. A safe space for women and girls in need. How does this help system work? By dialing the German-wide telephone number 116016, you reach experts on the other end 24/7 who will take care of the women and girls in need in 18 different languages. These people are trained to assess the emergency situation and describe and to decide what help is needed in the situation described. They can tell the women the nearest women advice center. They can arrange for help to accommodate the women or girls in shelter houses or to be taken to healthcare facilities. They can also arrange for the police to be directed to the women so they can rescue them from the emergency situation. The QR code takes you to the homepage of the central helpline. People from the social environment of the affected women can also receive help here on this homepage via email and chat, as can specialists who look after women and girls in distress. Our goal here in Germany is to make this helpline even more present in our society so that it becomes as well known as 911 or other emergency numbers in many countries around the world. And I hope we can go further and further. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Carina. It's amazing, I think, how one sticker can really make a difference in a difficult situation.
Yeah.
I think actually we should all check after this Zoom if there is such a number, such a phone number in our countries. And now it's time to travel from Germany to India. Good afternoon, Manisha. Please unmute yourself and explain to us what you developed for your district.
Good afternoon, Marlies.
Hi.
Warm inner wheel greetings to all of you. Thank you so very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. To take this game forward, I thought of creating a game called the Empathy Board Game. The name empathy shows compassion, passion, and to work towards topics which are taboo, which are sensitive. And that is how this particular game came into being. This has a very simple board, as you are seeing on the screen, which tells it all. We have these, there is a small board, which you can please shift this to the next one. There's a small board, and this particular board has many cards. Now, I have these small cards which talk about empathy, which talk about violence, domestic violence per se. Now, this board game can be customized in any regional language and can be cultural specific depending on each country. The target audience is from the age group of 8 onwards, and it goes on. The best part is that when you play this particular game, you are involving people both physically and mentally. So you are communicating to each other to create awareness. It comes handy to discuss things which we normally shy away from discussing. This involves a lot of people, the teachers, the children, and all age groups. Believe you me, we showed this and released this in senior schools, in orphanages, also in senior citizen homes, and the feedback is fantastic because here they can discuss and talk of things which they normally would not want to. It's a sustainable game and it is created from recycled paper, which follows the 3 R's theory: the reuse, recycle, and reduce. Believe you me, it comes at a very small price of below 3.5 US dollars, and it can be shipped anywhere depending on who wants it. It promotes awareness, compassion, it is engaging, it brings fun. Why I say fun? Because unless and until we discuss the topics, we cannot take anything forward. In India, we have distributed, especially in Delhi and NCR, we have distributed this game and received fabulous responses on this. This was our idea, and especially my idea, to come forward to talk of this subject, which is a burning topic of today. We can voice our thoughts to make a difference in society and distribute it wherever needed. Thank you so very much, Marlies, for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you, Manisha. And I think you made us clear that by creating togetherness, it feels safe to talk about Orange the World issues. And yeah, I think this game surely brought awareness. After India, I would like to take you to my own country, the Netherlands. Anita, if you could unmute yourself and tell us all about how Orange the World is organized in the Netherlands.
Yes, thank you, Marlies. And yes, I'm so happy because I found my text back.
I hope so. I didn't want to mention it too explicitly. But
Yes, but I found it back. Yay. Yes, so my friends, we all realize that Inner Wheel differs globally. But today I really would like to share with you how we in the Netherlands have set up our Inner Wheel committee for women and how we communicate with our members. After the webinar with Sea Gregor, our Inner Wheel representative at the UN in Vienna, we put a question in our Inner Wheel newsletter and invited members to participate in a new committee about women's affairs. And about 12 members enrolled from all different clubs, districts, and from all over our country. And this group became the Dutch Inner Wheel Committee for Women. And They report to the governing body of Inner Wheel, the Netherlands. As a committee, we started writing a plan for raising awareness for Orange the World, and we had a few preconditions, so say plan principles. We wanted to give all members the opportunity to get involved, even if other members of their clubs are not interested. We want a connecting approach, not an activist approach, and emphasize the importance of Orange the World by clarifying what the campaign can mean to our members, to our society, and for Inner Wheel. Good communication to members, but no overkill. And explain to members that service is, of course, hands-on and fundraising projects, but also attention to abuses by raising awareness. Because by raising awareness for Orange the World, for instance, you will be part of the solution. Within Inner Wheel, the Netherlands, and I think that's everywhere, we are dealing with some strengths and challenges of our clubs. I will name a few, just so you can think about what, if you want to, what the challenges and strengths are in your country or your district. Our members are very loyal. They want to contribute. Many members actually realize women's positions need more attention. And members have an excellent network. And cooperation with other organizations will help us to potential new members. But of course, we are also dealing with some challenges. We have many older members, and younger members are busy, and Inner Wheel has a different role in their lives. Time needs to be used effective. Members are often more focused towards in their own club instead of cooperating with other clubs and other organizations. And what we see is also a small group of active members per club, and a new subject will give them even more work. So we made a plan to implement Orange the World using mentioned preconditions, strengths, and challenges. First of all, we keep our interested members and clubs actively engaged and asked per club for one contact person. That contact person will inform only club members who are interested in the subject. And the committee is feeding the contact person with information during the year. But besides that, we also think that all other members should be informed with the basic information. So every November, we publish a theme newsletter about Orange the World. And then we connected with a Dutch Orange the World group, including UN Women, other service clubs, and professional organizations. And together, we make a local collaboration of clubs easier. This, my dear friends, is just an example and the way it works in the Netherlands. Please have a think about a way you can organize Orange the World in your country, your district and club, and get as many possible interested members involved. Thank you very much. And I'm giving back the screen to Marlies.
Thank you, Anita. I think you explained it clearly that the key issues in the Netherlands around Orange the World are actually a separate Orange the World committee, one contact person per club, and working together with other organizations.
Exactly.
And hopefully your explanation might help others in organizing Orange the World within their Inner Wheel organizations, countries. And now from some Dutch rainy weather to an island in the Caribbean, the non-restricted club of Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome, Judith and Katie. A very, very, very early morning, or should I say night, for both of you. Please unmute and explain how you created Orange Impact.
Good day, friends. Our club was deeply honored to be part of this movement. We just had to make our voices heard, raising awareness, sparking conversation, and taking action to end violence against women and girls. We created 2 videos, one to raise awareness and another was a call to action, encouraging participation through video responses and profile frames. Our goal was simply to amplify voices, spark the conversation where needed, and drive engagement. We chose 2 videos because it was engaging, easy to share, and our strategy was simple. It educated the audience about the issue, make participation easy by encouraging profile frames and video shares. Our key takeaway, just like using Uncle Roger in Malaysia, we experienced that using your personal network is very powerful. When one influential person shares, this reach multiplies. This ripple effect can have the content go viral. As you see, when we launch our social media campaign across TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn, Inner Wheel Network and partnership help to do the reach. The key influencer of past UN ambassador, simple participation tools like profile frames to encourage engagement was really good. A single share from the right person made a huge difference. I now pass you on to Katie for who was involved. The campaign was a collective effort, and as you would see, we had an event, and 250 attendees actually wore orange branch bands to show that their support. We had a unique connection with a former UN ambassador and a minister felt to endorse and share the campaign. She had the numbers, and along with Inner Wheel members and supporters, they actually promoted the campaign. This collaboration helped drive awareness and strengthen our impact.
Und den Botschafter und
Ja.
den Botschafter und Health Service.
The impact of our videos in just 6 days when we started, our videos, as you see, reached thousands of people, sparking engagement across platform. Beyond this number, the real impact was the conversation, the commitment, and the increased awareness this campaign generated. Social media activism worked, and this was our proof. Recommendation and lessons learned. We had the video. What worked well was the video format, captured attention, influencer support boosted our visibility, and simple call to action made participation easy for us. The future improvement, we should start the promotion earlier to build momentum, expand to more platforms like Instagram and WhatsApp, encourage interactive responses like duet, videos, and testimonial. By refining our approach, we definitely can increase our impact even further. Our commitment moving forward. We feel that this campaign, of course, was just the beginning. We remain committed to the advocacy and awareness because every voice counts and every action matters. We are proud to have contributed to this global movement, and we will continue working towards positive change. For sure, together we make a difference. Thank you very much.
I know a lot of people were involved there from your club, but it's clear that the impact grows by working together and making use of your network, social media, and daring to reach out to other influencers. I think you showed that a small stream can turn into a huge orange wave. The last country in those presentations in the row is Italy. Welcome, Tullia. Please unmute yourself and tell us all about the activity that the Club of Spoleto organized for Orange the World.
Good morning, everybody, of course, first of all, and thank you very much for choosing our event, Spoleto in Marcia, at its 4th edition to represent Italy in Orange the World. So, Spoleto is the name of our town in central Italy, in Umbria, exactly, the green heart of Italy, as it's called, as it's known. Our event was, of course, set to say no, to say stop to violence against women, and it was held on the 25th of November. First of all, we set the target of the event. The demonstration had a double target and a double value. The first one was to raise financial aid to be allocated to city's anti-violence center. The second one, even more important, in my opinion, was to improve awareness among the many young people present to strongly express their dissent against any expressions of violence. The event, sponsored by the city administration, had to represent not only a moment of reflection, but also an institutional and civic commitment. As for the organization of the event, it's important to say that 3 clubs, Inner Wheel, Rotary, and Rotaract above all, joined forces to organize the Marcia. Volunteers of 3 clubs formed commissions to work for the organization of it and to reach its target, involving lots of people to march and demonstrate side by side with local institutions, students, associations, and law enforcement, police and carabinieri along a pre-established itinerary in the city center. First of all, they worked to obtain the necessary authorizations, then to decide a suitable itinerary in the city center and organize the various steps along the itinerary. Anyway, the specific goal of the commissions was to involve the maximum number of people, getting in touch with the right persons and inviting them to participate. So, the members of commission, as for the third point, the third slide, made the members of the commission, I said, made a really good job and reached a great result. Also thanks to a strong online promotion. In fact, besides a lot of citizens, associations were present as partners, and there were also a lot of representatives of local institutions, first of all, the mayor and councillors of the city administration. Also, team dance, a school of dance in Spoleto, a school dance for young people, were present and made a rehearsal in one of the squares. In short, many children, teenagers, students at the school in Spoleto walked side by side with the policemen and carabinieri that gave them some precious suggestions on how to behave and react in critical situations. The response of the students was really great. The younger ones had the image imprinted on posters. Teenagers intervened in the city squares with readings, poems, and testimonies of kind behaviors. This was the result of the work done by their teachers, as promoted by the Inner Wheel and Rotaract clubs. A procession of men, women, and young people, over 500 in total, paraded in the historical center and the city square were the theaters of joyful shows related to music, dance, and poetry. The results achieved. Both targets were fully achieved. The first, fundraising in favor of the Anti-Violence Center of Spoleto, the Chrysalide Center, and just last Saturday, the 3 clubs handed the bank check to the center. The second, conveying a strong, clear message to say, No to Gender Violence, to support victims, and to promote a culture based on respect and equality. The great result is also demonstrated by the fact that the photos of women partners of the Inner Wheel clubs of Central Italy that were present, photos displayed at the event, will be on display at the Museum of Modern Art in Spoleto from the 8th of March, the International Women's Day, for a week. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Tullia. This Orange Walk of Spoleto shows that working together with other local organizations, with government and with schools, it really clearly increases the involvement and the impact it has on the community. And I'm impressed that it's even going on during the coming months as well. Now, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hearing all those local Orange Inner Wheel stories makes me feel proud to be part of our Orange the World movement. And hopefully with those examples, you feel inspired too by those orange examples from around the world. Our webpage designer, Anna, will put the presentations with contact details on our Orange the World webpage. And also all the videos that have been shown will be there. So if you feel inspired, if you want to know more, please feel free, reach out to each other, get in touch. Together we can make the difference. And this brings us to looking forward to 2025. I would like to introduce Sandra, also member of our Orange the World Inner Wheel Unite team, and creator of the video we all saw in the beginning. Sandra, please unmute so you can present an Inner Wheel approach for promoting Orange the World.
Thank you, Marlies. I'm very glad to be with you today, to all dear friends, and give you some inputs how we can promote International Inner Wheel or Orange the World campaign in the next year and in the future by using a video and a PowerPoint presentation created for the promotion. But my God, what can I say after all of these great examples that shown us today? For the beginning of my presentation today, I just extract some slides from the PowerPoint presentation just to show you what is a PowerPoint presentation about. It is some things that we can really think about. Why is the Orange the World campaign so important? Joost, please, can you give me the next one? And how the problem is huge. Domestic violence and femicides are global crisis, and we as inner wheelers can really do something about that. We can't forget that problem. The next one. Why should we care, or can we be a part of solution? We just show that we can be part of solution. So we can be part of solution, you can be part of solution, every one of us. Next one, yes. So how you can use this PowerPoint presentation inside and outside of Inner Wheel. In the club and district meetings, by presenting it to the meetings and educate members about Orange the World and inspire action. But by training session, this is a very important one, because we can use it to train the members, new members or leadership teams on how they can actively participate in the campaign. In the workshops and discussion, organized by workshops where members can discuss the issue, share ideas, and plan local activities. In the newsletters or email attachments, include the PowerPoint presentation in your club newsletters or emails to keep the members informed. And in strategy planning, help clubs brainstorm new initiatives, collaborations, and fundraising ideas related to the campaign. And how we can use it. Next one, please. And how we can use it, the previous. And how we can use it outside of Inner Wheel in a community awareness events, present in public events, local schools, in collaboration with NGOs and government bodies, in social media and online webinars, adapt key slides in the posts to use the full PowerPoint presentation in virtual events and webinars, in presentation and conferences, talks, in education and institution. There is a really plenty of the ways that you can share it and raise awareness. How can you use a video as that you seen on the beginning? I was so emotional making the video. It was a really emotional time for me. And I was all over the social media and websites and everyone, and I tried to collect everything, but it was impossible, of course. It is just a glimpse of a marvelous things that you did, and I'm so proud to be Inner Wheel member today. How you can use a video to raise awareness and support the Orange the World campaign. As we been shown in examples of Malaysia, Trinidad and Tobago and all of you, we can use social media sharing by posting the video of Inner Wheel social Facebook, official Facebook, Instagram and all social medias, and the personal as well. Encourage members to share it on the personal profiles and use relevant hashtags as we used in our 16 days awareness campaign. In the events and meetings, show the video of Inner Wheel meetings, conferences and clubs gatherings to inspire members, and use it as an introduction to discussion or workshops. In collaboration with other organizations, as we've been shown as well, in a media and public awareness, and in a fundraising, using it in the fundraising campaigns to encourage donations for shelters, support services, and other Inner Wheel projects. This is the end of my presentation. I would like to say thank you all for your participation in the Zoom meeting, and this brings us on the next level on the plans for the 2025. We are so excited that the things that we planned as a united team. And here today we have Yoksan, who will share with you the plans for the next campaign, especially for 25th of November. So please welcome Yoksan.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra. Hello, everyone. I'd like to shout a hello to immediate past President Trish and Vice President Kay Morland. Hello. There are quite a number of board directors and a lot of my friends here too. I can see all of you. Thank you, Marlies. Thank you, Anita, and the whole team for arranging this event. I think this is a wonderful time because it is quite early to start 2025. Not too late, but it gives you plenty of time to plan for 2025. So let me share with you what I've got on slide. It's always better to be prepared than, yeah. Okay, can you all see my slide then? All right. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to tell you about 25th November 2025. 25th November is the start of Orange the World. In 2025, we did our previous one. When was it? 25th November 2024. So every year, the UN will celebrate, or I won't say celebrate, it's nothing to celebrate, it's actually a commemoration of ending violence against women and girls. It has been on for many, many years already. UN Women and United Nations have started this since, I think, if I'm not wrong, 2008. And why are we still in this situation, isn't it? We should ask ourselves, what's happening in the world? And the UN has said that the target to end against violence against women is 2030. We are not far from there. This is 2025 already. Okay, so there's much work to do. We have to speed up. We have to get together to work hard to make sure that it is safe for women, that women would not have to face such a thing. Now, what I'm going to, the team has proposed for 25th November 2025. Let me show you this next slide. Yeah. Now, we saw just now what Italy did. What was the Spoleto experience? Just in a nutshell, what I can see was they involved institutions. They made, the government made commitments because they participated and they helped organize, isn't it? And then there was the promotion of civic responsibility. Everyone is involved in any community. Fundraising was also taken advantage of for safe shelters. Beautiful work done. What about this one? Now, Inner Wheel and friends in Benin, West Africa, they reported to us that they walked united against violence for women and girls. This is just a snippet. Not a lot, but you can imagine, isn't it? You can feel that it's orange. It's an orange energy. You can see the spectators paying attention. You can't take your eyes away from such a thing. And you can hear them cry out. So that's Benin. Now, these are inspirational actions. And look at this one. It's all over the world. These are what our team received. And with this, you inspired us to plan for 2025. It's all because you could do it. So here we are. We will do an awareness walk or run on 25th November 2025. The Inner Wheel districts, clubs, national governing bodies, you all have excellent capabilities. I think you've proven it already. Fantastic work teams, fantastic effort you can put in. Brains and your ideas are always flowing. You have creativity. So you can combine all your resources and efforts. You can organize and network successfully. We saw it. It's working. You can do it. And you can now plan ahead for 2025. We have more time than we did for 2024. So we all did well and we will excel, right? We will excel in 2025. Now, there's only one objective: end violence against women and girls. The main aim now, what we do in action, is to spread awareness. When the need is great, the will be strongest. And you know that the need is great. Women facing violence is a no-no. We cannot accept such a thing. In our society, it's not safe. So what you have to do in your action is fix that date. Unite for a global impact. Fix 25th November 2025. Tell this to your clubs, your districts. Tell this to your national governing body. Have some action taken. Then what you do is you power up a team. You find collaborators, people who are interested, people who are passionate. Pick a location and a route. Then you get set, prepare, and you can go. Well, how do you get set? You probably have to think about a lot of things, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Workflow, finance and sponsors, what promotions you might want to do. Maybe you want to do registrations, logistics, the usual thing whenever you organize anything. So, yes. So here are a few sample tips and suggestions for organizing. Just a few, yeah, not much here. For example, you can think about location. Maybe choose an open space with easy parking. You know that when you're gathering people, everybody might come in a car, not that everybody will carpool. And even if that's the case, it's a big party, so find a place that has easy parking. If necessary, you might have to apply for you might have to apply for permits to the local authority. What this Spoleto did, they had it with the police. Collaboration is encouraged. For example, you can collaborate with your council, with the police, women's shelter, sports clubs, fitness centers, local councils, other service clubs. Like, what Spoleto did was to bring in Rotaract members, the young people. Now, this is a suggestion. For longer routes, you might want to break it up into stops or stations. Remember, what we're doing is not really a run or a walk. The run or a walk is just the method. What we want to do is to spread awareness. So maybe if it's a long route, you break it up into stops and stations, have an info sharing activity. You can have quizzes. You can maybe, one of our, I've forgotten where, but what they did was they have a map. And on a map, you can ask people who are walking there to that station to mark on a map unsafe locations of that locality. That would be a helpful result. And of all these things, you can also download artwork, templates, PR materials from our Inner Wheel Orange the World website. You can download event logos with slogans, designs of t-shirts, flags, and posters. Well, you don't have it now. It's coming. We will get it for you. Now, you can have more tips and suggestions. All these will come later. And we will also post it on a WhatsApp chat group. So the Orange the World, or actually the End Violence Against Women and Girls team, will help you with a global slogan and also an event logo. All of us will use the same one because that's a branding of our message. We can give you tips and suggestions for organizing. What I did just now was just a bit, an example only, a sampling. Now, graphic media and templates for your promotions, that too. We can give you artwork for production of participation materials. That means like t-shirts, yeah? Or maybe labels on water bottles. Public relation materials for your mass media to the newspapers so that you can broadcast it out. They would probably be press release, for instance. Publicity on our official Inner Wheel or Orange the World website, and also International Inner Wheel social media. You will get that. But of course, you will have to do the activity and you have to send it to us. And the global team will share it also on the Orange the World WhatsApp group. And this is how you connect to us. You can join the WhatsApp community. You can contact the team via email. You can also visit the resource center where we will be keeping whatever information you need in the website. So what is the tentative timelines? I think this is more something that you might want to take a look at, take a picture now. On the 25th of March, we plan to release tips and suggestions for organizing. We will also release the slogan. And between 25th of April to 25th of May, there will be lots and lots of graphic media given out to you, which you can use, and you can start producing materials that you think would be suitable for what you're doing. We have PR materials, and the run and walk will happen around the world on 25th November. So it is one day, the one orange color in one world. Now, how you do this, I must say, not everyone will be the same. Each of us in different countries have different situations, different authorities, and different cultures. So do the way that you find most comfortable to organize. There's no standard format on how you should organize. I think it's all up to your team, how passionate, how much they could gather together, combine their efforts, and get sponsorship and collaboration. So keep in touch. Check into the WhatsApp group for more information and announcements that will be released from time to time. And of course, this is the news. Orange the World 2025, and we're honored to be having Kay Morland, our international president for 25-26, launching the campaign on that day, 25th November 2025. We are looking forward to an exciting flag off in the land of the kangaroos. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay. And everybody, thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you, EVAWG-san. And I'm sure those walks will be a very special start of Inner Wheel Orange the World on the 25th of November 25. And if you have any ideas or tips for around those walks, please share them with us. In the end, we're all doing it together. And this brings us to the part of our Zoom in which Leony Coppens will answer our questions about trauma resilience. Questions for her. Please ask them in the chat if you have any questions. Leony Coppens, she's a clinical psychologist and specialized in the diagnosis and treatment of early childhood trauma. Her latest book, up to now only in Dutch, about trauma and resilience in children, explains how we can all make a difference. And Leony recorded a video presentation on this subject, especially for Inner Wheel, because we matter in ending violence and building hope. Welcome, Leony.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for making that video about the influence the environment has on children. It has been shared with our members in advance. Yeah, we are so happy that you're joining us today. Together with Anita, I would like to have a discussion, a talk with you, go further up in the subject about how we can all make a difference. I would like, with starting the question, as in, Leony, could you please explain to us why is it so important to realize that we can play a role in making that difference?
Well, that's a good question to start with. I think that's maybe the reason why I have, wrote this book. I've been working as a trauma therapist for over 25 years with children and juveniles and families. And, I've realized more and more that what I can do within the walls of my place, my practice, is just a tiny little bit, and what everybody around children can do is so much more. And if we look at the scientific evidence on what is the prognosis of children with early childhood trauma, then the children that do best, they have at least one stable relationship with, could be a teacher or a neighbor or a grandparent, whoever is close to the child, and the child feels safe and feels related to that person. So only one person that builds up a relationship with the child can really make a difference, and it can make a difference between an adolescent to commit suicide or not, or children to start using drugs or not, or to keep using drugs or not. So the reason why I wrote books before, but only for professionals, but first for caretakers, for parents and foster parents, and then for teachers, because I think teachers are very important, play a very important role in the life of children. And then I realized, well, it's not only the parents or the caretakers and the teachers, it's really everybody around the child. It can be, we all can be that person, and we all can make that difference.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I've seen you talk, I've read the book, and I am very impressed, Leony, about everything. Can you explain why you specialized in this trauma with children situation? Because, yeah, why did you get there?
Yeah, well, I started actually very young working as a psychologist. I was 24, 25, I think. And in the beginning, I worked as 24. I worked on a group with young adolescent girls. And some people didn't even see the difference between me and the girls I worked with. But it took me a while before I realized that all the children and juveniles I worked with had traumatic experience, or at least they had experiences that were negative and could be traumatic. I didn't know that much about it then, and I didn't learn about it also in my education, in my when I at the university. But I realized that every of them, or almost every child or adolescent, had gone through unsafe situations and really negative experiences. But if I looked at like the programs that were written for children to help children, or they were all based on changing the behavior. Everything was based on changing the behavior, and actually a lot of the programs in child wealth care or health care or in schools are all based on the behavior.
Oh dear.
Yeah. They are all we're all based on the behavior, and the behavior of children, of course, changes depending on what they experience. If you go through traumatic experiences, if you grow up in unsafe situations, your behavior will be really different from children who grew up in safe situations. So we don't have to. We shouldn't be looking at the behavior. We should be looking at what has this child been experiencing. How did it grow up, and what happened at home, in school, outside of the house. What kind of experiences did the child have? And so that's, I think, somewhere in around when I was about 28, I started to realize I really have to start focusing on what the children went through. And so that's when I specialized in trauma treatment. And I'm 58 now, and I think I still have to explain the same things over and over again, because it really takes time to change. It sounds very logic, but it isn't in the way we look at children with problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Leony. I was wondering, as you know, we are a worldwide organization.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, are there cultural differences in how we can make the difference, or is the approach worldwide applicable?
Well, I think that in a way, it's worldwide applicable, because I think everybody knows that how you can relate to children, how you can be a safe person for children. And I think we all know that it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do, let's say, big interventions. You just can be there for children and listen to children and pay real attention and don't judge. So that's, but there are also, of course, differences in culture which offer different possibilities to help children, to support children, like different how do you say, different groups in which children can participate. So every child, every human being needs the feeling that you belong to something. And I think in different cultures that can be different, and that the how you belong to, like a religious group or a cultural group, or in some religions, or I'm sorry, in some cultures, I think that's much more. It happens a lot easier than in the Western part of Europe. We are very individualized, I think, and I think there are cultures where it's more normal to make sure that everybody feels a part of the group.
Yeah. Yeah, I think actually that's not only with children, to belong to a group.
It's a human
that's
need.
for everywhere. Thank you.
That's why you belong to Inner Wheel. That's a good word.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's really. It's like it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
So my question, the question which came in as well, is like, what can we as Inner Wheel member do to help children in connection with the whole Orange the World campaign? Because we are talking about intergenerational transmission, that children who have experienced violence in their family will take it with them. How does that? What can we do as Inner Wheel members?
Yeah, I think that you as Inner Wheel members can spread the word that trauma has a big impact, or negative experience can have a big impact on children, but resilience can have a big impact too. And building resilience is something that we can all do. And I think if everybody in the world would be more aware of the possible impact of negative experience, but also the positive possible impact of resilience, and how we can strengthen, how everybody can strengthen the resilience of children. That's something like you are, I think, as an organization, are very good in bringing a subject to the whole world, making sure that everybody knows about the 1 in 3 girls or women experience violence. I think if everybody knows that children are impacted by negative experiences also when it's really early in their life, when they're a baby or even when they're not born yet, negative experiences, they build the brains. They are sort of like if they really build the brains in a way. So children that grow up in very stressful, unsafe conditions, they are wired different. Because the wiring happens during the whole life of a person, but especially through the experiences in the interaction between the child and the caretakers in the first 3, 4, 5 years. So if everybody knows that that's so important, and we can pay more attention in how can we help parents to to have a safe home, to build a safe home and to keep a safe home for children, and how everybody can add to the resilience of children. I think that could be a lot more impact, give a lot more impact, generate a lot more impact than one book.
Right. So that, well, I think the book has generated a lot of impact in the Netherlands. But I think what you are saying is actually what we are talking about today: the raising awareness. What is happening,
raising awareness, and also on this,
and that also during the walk or during anything we do, that we take this with us, like how important the impact on children is. What is happening in the families they are raised. Yes.
And leading to that, I think that's sort of the last question that came up in the chat as well, and I think it's in line with the subject. It's a question about the connection between trauma in children and previous trauma experienced by the parents. That's probably one thing that we could do something with with the whole awareness story, isn't it? What's your view in that?
It would be too easy to say that every parent that has experienced trauma in their life, maybe as a child or later, is at risk of being an unsafe parent. Well, if you put it that way, it's not so. It's okay, but parents can learn to reflect on what happened to them, and how they can be a safe parent, a sensitive enough parent for their children. But those parents also need the support of others to strengthen their resilience, to become a sensitive and safe parent for their children. So if we can intervene in this, if we can help the parents to become, the adults to become safe parents, that's how we help getting children that are with a lot of resilience and less impact of trauma.
I think a very important role for us. Yes.
Thank you very much, Leony, for sharing your knowledge with us.
You're welcome.
Helping us to understand how we can make a difference. And I think it's clear we definitely need to continue to create awareness and supporting each other.
I think what's important is that a lot of, as I'm a therapist, and a lot of people think, well, I can't do the things that a therapist does. What can I do? That's what a lot of people, teachers also, they think, but I'm not a therapist, and I don't know what happens if I get more contact with the child. Well, if a child has been through traumatic experiences, it's already there. It's not that when you build a relationship that you do something to bring the trauma. No, you do something to support the child. When a teacher says, I'm not a therapist, what I answer is, I'm glad you're not a therapist, because you as a teacher can do much, much more than I can do as a therapist. And that's true.
If we create awareness, support, and a warm environment, not only for children, but for all the relations we're in, it definitely helps.
Not it's not so difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Now, thank you. Thank you very much.
One question from Netu.
One came in, another one. Okay.
Yeah, she says, what is the most common trauma that children face in the present right now, in the present world today, and how to deal with it?
Neglect is the most common form of trauma. If you look at everything that children, and what we know is that especially emotional neglect has a very profound negative impact on children. So we really need to be more aware of possible neglect. So neglect happens the most, but we're also it's also the most difficult form of let's say child abuse that we can put our that we can really it's in Holland you would say that you could put your finger at. It's difficult because you see signs, or but children, it's for children also, it's really difficult to tell about neglect. You have to build I talked about with teachers about this yesterday. I say you have to build a relationship and talk with children and just talk. And then when you build up a small relationship, you can ask things like, so how's the situation when you get home from school? Is there anybody there that can help you or make you something to eat? And how's it when you have dinner? How does it go in your family? Or when's your with your birthday? Because that's how you can get some more signs of, oh, this is really emotional neglect. The child has no friends, is not allowed to have friends at home. It's people, the parents say awful things to them. They are not allowed to. There's nothing happening on their birthday, or so we have to really be. It's not only passive looking on the outside. It's making contact, and in that way, especially when you have reason to believe that there might be neglect.
Yeah. We get many questions, but we want to read your book.
The final question that came in is that, are there any plans of translating your book?
Well, if there's a publisher, I would be really happy to talk with the publisher about translation, of course.
But I think the members who are here, they can still watch your video, which is available on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So I would suggest for people who haven't seen it, for members who haven't seen it, watch that, and you will be amazed what we can do. Oh, yes.
You'll even rewatch it after hearing this explanation. Now, thank you very much, Leonie, for joining us.
You're welcome. And thank you all for all the great work that you are doing.
No.
Yes, I'm really good for me to know all the things that you are doing. Thank you.
Okay. No.
Yeah, thank you.
We love to keep you informed.
Yeah.
I think
thanks. Yeah.
The Orange World Inner Wheel activities that we continue to organize, with that, we surely try to create an awareness and a supporting environment.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
This Zoom is nearly coming to an end. And before giving the word to our final speaker, I would like to thank you all for joining the Zoom and joining our Orange the World movement. Please realize that information about Orange the World is shared via our webpage in different languages and in the app group. QR codes for both will be shown now. I was going to say at the end of the Zoom, but now too. So make sure you're connected and we keep each other all informed. And we're going to create lots of beautiful new Orange the World activities. Now, I would like to give the word to our final speaker, I'd like to give the word to our Vice President of International Inner Wheel, Kay Morland. Kay, please unmute yourself.
Perfect.
Yes, there you are. Welcome.
I am. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm very excited because I thought this was going to go for at least another hour, and it's nearly 9:30 here, so I'm very happy. Thank you, Marlies. It is indeed an honour and a privilege not only to attend this meeting, but to have the opportunity to thank our Orange the World Unite team, brilliantly led by Anita, for putting this meeting together. To thank all our wonderful members and inspirational presenters, and our fabulous and enthusiastic members for zooming in from all over our inner wheel world. A huge thank you also go to our ever-present international inner wheel rock, Alan, for setting up this Zoom, and to Use, did I do that right? For coordinating the presentations. To Marlies for very ably emceeing this session. To Yoxan for her fabulous work as always. And to Sandra for her fabulous video, and for also those two girls for co-hosting. Thanks to our special guest speaker, Leony, for sharing with us her experience and knowledge of the effects of trauma and resilience. And, oh, look at that. Sorry. And, sorry, to all our amazing Inner Wheel members from clubs across the world who shared what they've done since November last year to orange the world and to raise awareness of violence against women and girls. Although you couldn't see it, I was clapping almost every presentation. They've also given many of us some great ideas to work with when we again take up the challenge to orange the world in November 2025. This Inner Wheel year, we have made a significant impact on our support of the United Nations campaign to raise awareness of the need to stop domestic violence against women and girls in our Orange the World campaign. We've come too far to stop now. There's so much more to be done. So this year, I encourage all members, clubs and districts to once again champion the cause, to raise awareness, to lead the charge for social change, so that any form of domestic violence is considered simply unacceptable in the world over. Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental and emotional, and as we've just heard, it leaves a lasting impact on the victims, and we can make a difference. Once again, thank you all for your participation, and I look forward to seeing how all of our members, through their clubs and districts, respond to the call to orange the world again in November. Thank you all, and good night.